Northeastern region. May I please request Shri K.V Eapen, IAS Additional Chief Secretary, Planning and Development and Labour and Welfare, to please step up to the podium and present the special address on Northeastern region.
Honorable Minister of Education, Government of Arunachal Pradesh, Mr. Sudhanshu Pandey, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Commerce, esteemed dignitaries from various countries who are present on the dais, other dignitaries who are present, ladies and gentlemen. As perhaps the only representative from the region, other than the Honorable Minister on the dais today at this particular forum, I think I need to sort of, in some senses, give a small reality check also to whatever has been said so far. And at the same time, bring out, I think, some of the main issues and the potential that exists and where we can go ahead. One of the points that was very effectively made by Mr. Pandey during his very, very comprehensive speech was the fact that the services sector is the fastest growing sector in all economies the world over. And indeed, even in Assam, as I look after planning and development, and I've recently published the economic survey, in Assam itself, it's about 52% of the state domestic product. The fact of the matter is that there has been a slight decline in the contribution of industry, though Ravi wouldn't have liked it by mentioning this, over the last decade. And agriculture is growing, but much slower. But it is the services sector which is the most important sector within the state of Assam, and indeed, I am sure that if you look at the other states in the Northeast, you will find the same picture emerging there. Now, within the services sector, what exactly is growing? Obviously, elements which were touched upon in the addresses of many of the people before me are important. Education, that's a major sector, and I see the Vice Chancellor of the Cotton College University here. We would be able to perhaps share that aspect more with you later. Health, and of course, tourism and hospitality. And today, in this particular forum, we are engaging together on what can be done in the health and education sector, primarily. Now, when we talk about the education sector, we are actually looking at it or we have to look at it from different perspectives. Not just the fact of the higher education and qualifications and standards which were brought out earlier, and the importance of having global norms in that particular area so that we get the world-class institutions from all over the globe to come and open their chapters here. But we also need to look at the sector at its basic level. And here I'm talking about the basic skills. Unfortunately, that is the area that has been neglected so many years in our entire emphasis on education. We have always perhaps put a larger emphasis on achievement of degrees, achievement in terms of creating more postgraduates and PhDs, but very, very less emphasis on the areas that are important, also equally important, I would say, on, for example, the entire technical education field, which is run largely in a government manner so far. And I'm talking, of course, of the ITI system, which exists right across the country and where we need to do a lot of emphasis. These ITIs produce welders, they produce electricians, they produce plumbers, they produce all sorts of trades but many of them, frankly, we have very poor quality, and that is where we need to emphasize a lot. Now, for that purpose, I would like to sort of bring out some of the initiatives that we have done in Assam. The skilling sector in Assam, like the skilling sector everywhere, was, until the present government took over in Delhi, really neglected. And I think it is after the present government took over in the government of India that we got a renewed emphasis on this sector. And it was due to the initiative of the Prime Minister that we really had something very important which has announced for the Northeast. And that I'm talking about is a Northeast Skill Center that has been proposed to be set up along with the government of Singapore for the Northeast. Just last week, we had their first team coming to Assam. We showed them different possibilities for engaging, and they were representing one of the topmost skill training centers in the world. It's called the ITE, Institute for Technical Education in Singapore, which basically runs the Singapore Polytechnics. And it has got a gamut of about 32 different courses in different trades, ranging from pure manufacturing oriented to also service oriented sectors. And even before they came, they had done their homework, and they knew that what would work in the Northeast would be the areas of retail, hospitality, tourism, wellness. These are the areas they knew that should be emphasized here. And we were of course, very happy to have them here. And we will be setting up this world-class skill center, which we call the Northeast Skill Center, very shortly in Guwahati. We have already signed an MOU with them, and they will be coming again in July, and we will sign a detailed implementation plan on how to set this up. This will be very similar to the one in Delhi. There is a world-class skill center, which has also been set up with them, but it will be emphasizing these particular areas. And I was so happy to see that on this dais we have actually representatives who fall within those categories. Dr. Chananu, you have been looking at the wellness area, and this particular skill center would be actually attracting students from all over the Northeast to train them in the latest techniques of wellness, which are at a global pitch, at the global level, at the Singapore level. It's not going to be, something that we have here. So whatever they do there, the same qualifications, the same standards would be brought into that skill center here. Similarly, for hospitality and tourism, for example, hotel services. Hotel services here are again, as you know, Dr. Sharma, you are past, large amount of experience in the tourism sector, and you were actually handling the tourism and travel institution in Gwalior when I first met you. You see, the quality of services in the tourism sector also are varied. So we have, at one level, we have good hotels in India, but we have also medium and lower level hotels where the quality of service is lacking. And this particular center will looking at the entire gamut of hospitality and tourism sector, and again pitch their training and their entire pedagogy at that level where we have a global standard. So it may not go by the national skill qualification framework, but at a global framework. So these are some of the things that we are looking at in the skill center, and I thought I would take this opportunity to share these new initiatives with you. Similarly, for what was mentioned by Mr. Harshvardhan just now, the security industry is very interesting. I think you are aware, sir, that the backbone of the security industry, in one sense, is from the Northeast, in the sense that many of your security personnel, a large number of them actually come from our region. But they are informal, in an informal sector right now. They go and they work as chowkidars, as watchmen, and so on and so forth, right across the country. But very, very informal, not trained. So I was extremely happy to hear from you that you would be setting up such a center here. Finally, the other skill, which absolutely, Mr. Bedi, you're totally correct. This is an area where we have this natural skill, this natural attitude, the natural temperament, everything is there, ready for media and the entertainment industry. Again, on the softer side perhaps, but we shouldn't ignore the harder side. I mean, if we can, in a course of time develop an indigenous sort of film industry, it is already there in Assam to some extent, and make this a destination, not just a destination, but also the place of choice for all sorts of media and entertainment related activities. We have the people. We would be willing from the government of Assam to provide you facilities for running these courses. We will be able to sort of partner with the Sector Skill Council in this area, and I think we have to really reach out and get in touch with you for that purpose. So all these areas, essentially, where I am talking about, are areas which are equally important, and it's therefore important to look at skills at the sector, in the sectors that we talked about, and not just the higher education and the higher level technical skills, which will come about. The problem, of course, in the Northeast there, I would like to sort of, and this is where I come to the reality check that I wanted to tell you, is that we have certain inbuilt drawbacks here, and I will share some few figures before I end actually. One is that our literacy rate here is actually lower than the national average. That is an issue. And though there may be certain, when you talk about the Northeast, it's not just one homogeneous mass, there are communities and communities. So though there are communities where the literacy rate is very high, but there are also equal number of communities where the literacy rate is extremely low. And then again, if you're talking about health institutions and foreigners coming to India for health, I mean, I would like to request our Indian medical institutions to open up in the Northeast first before we attract foreign patients to come to India. Really speaking, what we really need is the national level health institutions to open their presence in the Northeast, because there is a large amount of patient flow from the Northeast to other sectors like Delhi and Bombay and other areas, Chennai, Vellore, for medical treatment. So really speaking, we really need to get people in here. Our infant mortality rate, for example, is one of the highest in the country. We have an infant mortality rate of 49 against the average of 39 for the country. And the maternal mortality rate is 300, almost double the average for the rest of the country. Similarly, the number of doctors per lakh of population is only 12. And the average population per bed in a hospital is 3,000 against the national average of about 879. So investment in the health sector, investment in the education sector is extremely important for the Northeast, along with the importance that I alluded to earlier, which is on the skill sector, the natural advantages of the region. Natural advantages, I mean in the sense of the people of the region, their attitudes, their effervescence, their entire ecosystem which keeps producing that kind of attitude. It is there. It is there for everybody. And therefore we need to have a holistic approach which looks at the entire thing from right at the top till the middle and right at the bottom. In fact, one of the major things that we find is that the quality of the ACER report has brought this out, the quality of our students is very poor, in fact. There are, the class 8 students are not able to do even class 4 exercises and so on and so forth. So just like in Gujarat, we are going to have a Guwahati program very shortly, where actually we will go into the field and actually do something to sort of measure the quality and have a constant improvement as they do in Gujarat, which is a very, very good program, the Guwahati. In fact, all of us, the entire bureaucracy for 3 days next month would be going and measuring quality in reading, writing and arithmetic right across all government schools in the state. The entire bureaucracy will be set. This is a program which has been set up here. Similarly, I would also like to talk about the Act East policy because our foreign guests are here. This will be the first, I don't know whether Ravi Kapoor yesterday mentioned it, but we will shortly have an Act East department. This will be the first state government in the entire country to have a department to look at the region. Because what we are looking at really is that Assam, we don't look anymore at the entire Northeast as a periphery. We don't want to use the word periphery anymore. This is basically the bridge between part of India and Southeast Asia. This is it. So we look at this area as a bridge, and therefore we are setting up very shortly, it's just waiting cabinet approval, an Act East department which will look at the global trade and links that can happen between our region and the entire Southeast Asian region. And this will be actually feeding into a global investment summit that we will be having in the month of November, where Ravi, again, industry department would be the lead department in that. So this entire initiative is something new that we are taking up. Similarly, we will be, I have already talked to you about the skill center. We are also, just like every other state, trying to see to it that investment and also the flow of people is facilitated very easily. We are also very much engaged in the ease of doing business. In fact, that is a big emphasis here. It is personally monitored from the Chief Minister level onwards, and we really want to improve our standing as a state within the country, and also, of course, with that, of course, India will also improve its standards within the ease of doing business globally. So these are some of the things that I thought I would flag in my address. I again would like to thank Dr. Gulshan Sharma and his team for this opportunity given to me to come and talk to you today. I again welcome on behalf of the government of Assam each and every one of you to Guwahati. I hope that those who have come from outside will take the opportunity to visit some of our neighboring attractions. The river, of course, is very much there. We have a park which is just 1 hour away from here, so anybody who wants to see a rhino, you can go in the morning, early morning, see the rhino and come back, and you can catch a flight back to Delhi. Once again, welcome, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening us with your speech and showing us both the sides, the softer and harder perspectives.